segment.
Well, it could all be done and dusted after the next map. I tell you what, a performance and a half from Elevate. They push them to their limits. They go OT. But it's the South that prevail once again, Raven. Would you believe it? I don't think anyone would have doubted it.
No, look, I guess not, but that was definitely an exciting bit of banger of a map there on Cafe. Really back and forth. It was hard to say who was going to win it at any point, but yeah, look, Elevate really stood up strong, some huge rounds from them, and their streak continues, as Guz and Xenox are talking about.
Yeah, what is it? 9 maps in a row now, Dev. Undefeated. I mean, when you actually break it down like that, it's kind of insane to think that that is how far Elevate have come since the very first Playday. They would have almost played every Playday or something close to that. The performance that they've put on now has really got Cyclops on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen that MJ meme? It's like, I know, I took that personally. That's exactly what happened after they got 2-0'd by CAG in the opening game. No, I'm not doing that again. And Elevator just feel like I got that tear. Like, they are not giving up. It doesn't matter what the odds are. They keep fighting. We saw a clip a moment ago of Sapper in a 1v1 against a Monty in a post plant. It's impossible to win those. Like, that is kind of just an accepted reality of Rainbow Six. You do not win a 1v1 against a Monty when they have the diffuser down. And yet he almost did. Like, the way he just did not give up, kept smacking that shield, kept going for the feet. And you know, that was the story of the whole game to me. Elevate, they just kept that pressure up. Even in the final round, it was an early 4 versus 3 in favor of Elevate, because you got like Onigiri running outside and throwing C4s out and doing all these things. And it's Cyclops are a team known for aggression, and yet they still couldn't handle what Elevate had in store.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it? Aggression meets aggression, fire with fire, and well, someone's going to get burned a little more than the others. I feel like Cyclops potentially are, but let's have a look at the bank stats, because really, the second map, I mean, I don't want to say that it's done and dusted, but I think Elevate are going to absolutely trounce them on bank. I know that sounds maybe a bit left of field here, Raven, but coming into this matchup, Elevate seem to have the momentum. They seem to have a bit of a firecracker underneath them, but what does Cyclops have that we are not prepared for here?
Yeah, look, that's it's definitely a really good question, and I think that Cyclops probably performed better than I was expecting on Cafe. You know, I felt like if I was to think of Cyclops winning the series, maybe it would have been the 2-1. So look, maybe they'll bounce back on bank, but I just think the fact that Cyclops pushed Elevate so well on Cafe certainly makes me interested about what they have in store for us on bank. I think there is definitely a part or an element of their playstyle that could be a bit of a pain to contain on this map. But as you said, you know, Elevate, they definitely have some ability on bank from what we've seen in the past.
I didn't know it was time for the Ryan, Mr. Ravinsky, but that's okay. I guess you got treats for us everywhere we look. One of the only maps that is, in fact, attacker-sided here, Guz. What are we expecting? Do you think that this will be a bit of a...
Just call me Guz.
Oh, did I just call you Guz, did I?
I'm not going to respond if you call me Guz.
Both as annoying as each other, so I guess that kind of works out. I'm kidding. Guz is the iPad kid of this team. So as we start to look into this one, what are we thinking, Dev? Are you leaning more into Elevate, or do CAG bring this back?
Well, I'll just quickly touch on what you were saying about attacker-sidedness. I am not convinced Bank is attacker-sided. I think that will reserve my expectation. We've seen some stats, like I was looking at APAC South, it was 52%. Like some stats defender, some stats attacker. I would just say it's a bit even. It depends on the operator bands. But I think that, like, on paper, like, this is not a map that Elevate play at all. The last time they played this map was all the way back at the 6th Invitational in mid-February, where they lost it to FaZe Clan. They also did beat TSM on this map. But it's not a map that Elevate play. It's perhaps not one that they've practiced very much with their new squad. So it's exciting because it's the first chance we'll get to see of them actually playing this game. Of course, Cyclops picking it hints that perhaps they got something more up their sleeve than what the results would dictate, because the results don't show a lot of good matches from them. Particularly, they lost it to Dumb One just earlier in the playoffs in a close 8-6. So I think that this is going to be a game of, well, one, the unknown factor, is Elevate actually good on this map? Do they practice it? We don't know. But do they have form? Yes, we know that they have form. We know that they're giving it their all, and that's why I probably will back in Elevate.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 101 to philosophy. As we now move into it, Elevate, they've got one hand on the crown, but they need two to snatch it away from the Japanese Titans. We throw it over to two of the best in the business, it's Xenox and Guz.
Well, I thought Guz was on the desk, isn't he? Oh, no. Oh, he is. Okay, oh well. Guz,
I'm Dev.
Dev? Oh, you're Dev now, are you?
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
Dev.
tell anymore, mate. Listen, hosting is a very difficult job. Moving forward, though, of course, over to Bank now. Cyclops looking to try and redeem themselves after losing out on Cafe. 1-0 in favor of Elevate taking the first map. It was their map pick. Cyclops should feel maybe a little bit more at home here, but apparently, guys, maybe not. 60% as well. Also, on the side of Elevate, Dev was trying to spin a bit of a tale as to maybe why Cyclops could feel comfortable, but Rob Monday himself says Elevate's going to win this one, so I'll back it in.
Yeah, look, Elevate have the form, but we just have absolutely zero idea what the hell they're going to bring to this map. So I back them in. I'd love to see them pull it off. Probably expecting them to, as they say, treat it like a bit of a ranked game and have some fun and play with confidence. And they've done that in the past. It's worked, so why not do it again here? Guys taken off the board, so F's in the chat for Anaton. Target banned once more by Elevate. And Cyclops will back that up. The Dokkaebi ban.
Yeah, Glaz has been the instant ban over the last couple of maps that Cyclops have played here in the APAC playoffs, so fortunate for Anderson. Fortunately for Anderson, still has the Montaigne, still has the Ying as well, so very versatile player. Don't worry, it's not just a Glaz one trick or anything of the sorts. And the Kai take it off by Cyclops, brings a sense of normality. You know, I think to some of these bans as well. Elevate will get the final one in 2 seconds time. Valkyrie again. Okay.
Whoa. Shocking.
Shocker.
Unbelievable. Well, that leaves all the hard breaches up, which is exciting. Gives the attack quite a bit of freedom, especially with Kaid banned out as well. So expect Habana to, most of the time, be a must pick, especially for this basement site, which will be the first location in which this duel will take place. And it's aggressive lineup here from the defense. I would not be too surprised if Elevate go for a bit of a cheeky roam.
A cheeky one? Not a regular one, just a cheeky one?
Nah, just the ranked roam.
Ah, the ranked roam. Elevate, of course, up 1-0 in the grand final. This is a best of 3 here for the APAC playoffs. So Elevate now one map away from being crowned the APAC champions for stage 1, heading into the major. Not only are they now the APAC South champs, technically, but they could also be APAC champs as a whole. One map away for Cyclops. They now need to win the next 2. Of course, Bank being this one. And Chalet, the third, if required, the deciding map. I'll tell you what, if we do go to that one, Guz, we may be here till the wee hours of the morning, but that's okay, because we live and breathe Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, I have prepared my body in anticipation for 45 rounds of Siege tonight. 15 rounds, every single map. Well, we might go to 4 AM, but I have been going to sleep at about 5 or 6 AM. So we have been preparing the body for this. Ready to go.
Well, Elevate on the defense, it was a little bit of a topical conversation on the desk regarding attacker side or defender side. We saw the statistics of it. I think it was about 50-something%. Was it up to 59? I don't know. It's something definitely attacker sided, that's for sure. But Cyclops on the attacking side to start with in this opening half. We'll see if they can get off to a good start. It was Elevate, of course, in the first half on Cafe. They did their job defensively to get that 4-2 half. We'll see now if Cyclops can do their job here on Bank. It is the map that they elected to head to. We've got 2 minutes left, guys, and already 3 drones have been taken off the board. Make that now 6. Sorry, make that 4. Jeez. 6 drones remain.
And they start with 10.
Make it
So
4 drones remain.
10 take away 6. Black Ray lets the player scatter across. I think they're over towards the main stairs, but
A lot of drones gone.
yeah, the drone economy not great here for the attack, but that's a positive sign for the defense, obviously. Elevate able to cut those down and influence the amount of information that the attack can now gather. Probably won't phase Cyclops too much, presuming that they're pretty confident that the top and second floor, pardon me, the second and first floors are clear. When it comes down to the actual site itself, they'll be able to just play off one another and trade it out. Won't need those drones directly, I would assume. They have a decent amount of time here to set up.
Two drones left.
Anton with diffuser. Might look to pressure main stairs. What's the play here? I would have expected Anton to probably stack over towards server where the rest of the team is for the plant. But maybe he has ambitions elsewhere.
Could very well open up this elevator hatch, and Anderton drops down and will be met by Sapper. Has one nade, make that two nades, both now gone and have been used onto Anderton, who has taken a bit of damage. Gator drops down below, still has that adrenal surge, and electing to not use it straight away now does so. Gator was low, and of course Anderton took a bit of damage too. So about time to really get that one utilized. And this has been able to at least sort of open up the ability for Cyclops to attack the site here. Gator still very, very low, and they've lost Anderton to Sapper. Suzu up above, Gator stuck inside of elevator. Main stairs control still established as well for Elevate. This is looking like a bit of a cooked round from Cyclops.
Talk about cooked, the nade not landing. DCH elects to still hold down Garrett. Sapper holds down the line. This is a pretty key position. Playing Overwatch on that diffuser, and there we go, the shoulder peek, it's perfect. 10 seconds now remains. Diffuser still on the ground. Blackray taken also low. DCH does a good job there to find that pick. Now Gatorada in the 1 versus 2, and he runs straight through the gate. Did he just not know his HP?
Either that or wanted the dramatic finish and got it. So either way, he's winning.
But Cyclops aren't.
Cyclops aren't, no. Elevate will take the opening round. That's a big one considering we are on bank. TAC generally does well, and it is Locker CCTV defended nicely. I also think that, in fairness, I personally look at bank as like a 50-50 kind of map. I really don't look at it as attacker-sided, defender-sided. I look at maybe 3-3 halves as being sort of par for the course. I think if you can get 4-2, whether it's defense, whether it's attack, I think you're generally in a really good position. So we've seen sites like Locker's CCTV have generally been defended pretty well. Now, CEO Executive, for this particular site, guys, I feel like attackers generally need to be winning this one. And then you've got the tertiary, which is staff open area, and that's kind of like the kids' dorms of Oregon, but here applied now to bank, right, where it really does go 50-50. So this is a big round now for Cyclops. If you lose CEO Executive, it's a long way back.
Yeah, probably fair to say that this site is getting really old. And what I mean by that is it's very tricky for the defense to formulate.
It's a boomer site.
Yeah, to formulate defenses that actually will hold up. And our main reason for that, and it didn't change with the slight rework, the windows on the north side. Once you get control of those, you just cut down so many rotations and play denial and post-plan opportunities, etc. So we'll have to see what Elevate do. It tends to lean into teams that can aggress nicely, and Elevate, with his confidence at the moment, I'd back them in. So let's see what Cyclops can do to disrupt that. I'm presuming there was a stock setup. I don't know if we'll get eyes on that, but if so, Cyclops will need to lean into the floor rares and the rest of their grenade utility to clear that.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up, though, about that north side repel game, because I think that's where, when we first saw Bank come back into the map pool, teams were utilizing Castle and the newly buffed Castle as well. Buff will change however you really want to look at it, because obviously more barricades, but take less damage to destroy. And it was something we saw a little bit of until we started seeing teams more so set up actually for that hallway, and the stock hold and the shield in the hallway, stopping a bit of that top square take from the attacking team. And so therefore the castle really wasn't as warranted. When the castle's not really brought, does kind of open things up, of course, for that repel. Minute 40 seconds remaining, and it looks as if stock will be the play here for Cyclops. Onigiri deep inside of stock as well, prone for the time being. Blackray gets that opening pick onto Mark. This is an aggressive position.
Yeah, typically you see players in towards the hallway, but Onigiri takes matters into his own hands inside of stock itself, lands some shots, but doesn't really do a whole lot in terms of damage. Gatorada does, though, over towards the top of main stairs, but Onigiri with the trade. Swings for maybe a second over towards the windows, but those players have now vacated. The pace will slow down. Cyclops will be looking to cash in on this advantage.
I think you look at the remaining players, though, for Cyclops. Yes, it's a 4 versus 3, but a lot of them not really in positions that can do a lot of damage straight away. They've got no mainstays control, no stock or stock hallway control. It's looking like for Cyclops, despite having the extra player, that, you know, you got, oh, never mind. Sorry, I'll take it back. Onigiri got a little greedy. There you got a little greedy. Just literally all Onigiri had to do was hold stock, and Cyclops had not a whole lot. They had the rappel, and they were on the roof. They didn't even really have top square opened up. Time would have become a factor, and I feel like even though 4 versus 3, Elevate would have won the round. Now, though, Cyclops have double the numbers of players in the server.
Not a whole lot of time though, so there's still a small window of opportunity here for Elevate. But with 20 seconds to go, Anaton on site for the plant.
Yeah, but Elevate just don't have the numbers now to watch everything. Suzu pushing up Banana, missed the punch, sees this, loses this though. That's a lovely shot from Suzu. Really well played from Cyclops in the end. They did not worry too much about time or their positioning. And I feel like Elevate just got a little bit antsy on the defense. That was a round that they honestly could have won.
Yeah, again, obviously, you need to be playing aggressive on this top floor site, but there is a line in the sand that is drawn or needs to be drawn by the defense. And Onigiri stepped over the line, got punished. Credit to Cyclops, who are clearly watching the window. In fact, 2 players were watching it, so probably expecting it. And they were right. 1-1 now the score line. Elevate, rotate off. And we go to open area, which post-rework saw a huge rise in popularity.
Yep.
And rightly so. I would personally at least rate this site over top floor. And even sometimes basement, depending on banks.
I think it's my favorite site on Bank.
Quite good. Yeah. I think that the concern is, though, on this particular site for the defense is the attacking meta. It's very, very similar for a lot of teams, and it's quite difficult to counter, right? You typically have the entry over towards CEO. You'll bring a buck or a sledge to clear out archives and really shut down any sort of horizontal hold. And then it really becomes a matter of who can, I guess, fight in the site well enough, and the late round trade becomes critically important. So it's obviously going to still be tricky for Elevate, but we'll see if they're able to hold out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there with Onigiri. Black Arrow will get the opening pick. That was ambitious. Did he go for a spawn peek? On the Maestro?
Maybe.
The only advantage for Cyclops, though, they'll happily take that, especially on a site like Open Area Staff Room, which, you know, there's typically a lot of entry points that you really want to be able to cover. If you're down a player now, suddenly makes things a lot more difficult. I think a big emphasis here on Mark, top of Banana Stairs, holding this kind of position, holding off really the entire, you know, western side of the map. This push in from main entrance, and that's where Gatorada is maybe going to elect to push in now. Does have the diffuser on the Thatcher, and it's an up above, throws out that drone through the skylight, and yeah, Cyclops again playing really, really calm, not rushing, not overly aggressive. Alligator just gets bot square control, and they don't even care. They just walk straight on in. They don't even care about archives. Obviously, they'll clear it. They'll make sure it's empty, but this is really a lot of control early on for Cyclops.
Well, they have Summers on the bot square wall, but Thatcher's nowhere to be seen at the moment. Gatorado over towards the front door, so I hope for his sake he can be escorted over towards that position so the EMPs can get in towards that site. That said, he has 2 players holding down this position. Sapper behind Teller's desk and Mark up above over towards top Banana. Gatorado, probably rightly so, likes to fall off, and that allows Black Ray to swoop in.
That's the round.
And I think you're probably right, 5-3.
Yeah. Now it's only 1 player on site, maybe, at best. I think it's DCH. Sapper wasn't quite there. He was, yeah, over towards front desk, and that should very well be the round. A rather senseless one, because I feel like Onigiri just maybe too over-aggressive early on, that spawn peak, and that costs Elevate from that point onwards. DCH going to do everything he can, obviously, from this position, but it's a difficult one. Adrenal Surge used by Alligator has everyone at full health, and that Adrenal Surge keeping Alligator alive as well. That could have actually been a big turning point in the round. Pistol out from DCH, just pad the stats a little bit, but the round was done. Cyclops take the lead here on Bank.
Not the most conventional of attacks there. Cyclops electing not to take upstairs control for the archives clear. Instead, went through E, a bit more of a heads-on approach, a little bit riskier, but they made it work. Gatorada smartly elected to rotate from that front door, allow bot square to be opened up. And once it is opened up, you're really only a third of the blue stairs flank, and by that point, Elevate just did not have the man count. So well done by Cyclops. 2-1 now the scoreline.
And guess what, guys? We're
What?
going for the tech pause record. We've got, I think, a third tech pause on the night now. As we will... as we will... I do wonder what the actual record is. I tell you what, it probably is maybe about 4 or 5. If I had to guess, probably something like that. But obviously... We'll have a little short pause here for Cyclops. Maybe impromptu timing because, well, they've just won the last 2 rounds. They are feeling pretty good about themselves here on Bank, taking out CEO Executive, taking out open area staff as well. So, see whether or not they can maybe do the old around the world, but on the attacking side of things. For Elevate, though, that round definitely a little bit sloppy. I think losing Onigiri that early on just does not help. On open area staff as well, really... Anytime you're defending, really, on any site, you really do want to have those numbers to be able to watch those entry points and to make it quite difficult for the attackers to push in. But on a site and on a map, such as open area and Bank, losing that player literally within the first 10 seconds makes life so much easier for the attacking team.
Well, Cyclops don't seem to be too phased by the tech pause themselves, just chilling out, having a bit of a laugh. And I feel like that's sometimes half the battle with these tech pauses, is ensuring that it doesn't in any way tilt you or frustrate you too much. Maybe I could learn from that. I feel like maybe I get a bit tilted, but...
When you go and do your tech pauses?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just mean in general?
Like when I'm casting and there's a tech pause.
Oh,
My
right.
mental,
I thought you meant your ranked
could be a bit
games.
weak. Oh, there's no tech pauses in ranked.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
You know that as a man that lives and breathes.
I do get tilted in ranked, though.
It's been said. Wait, what rank are you this season?
Plat.
Like what?
Plat 3.
Really?
Yep. Go search it up if you want.
What's your tag? What's your name?
I forgot it. I can't remember.
You forgot it?
Yeah,
Wasn't
I know.
Wasn't it like Xenox Dot or something like that? Xenox
Xenox
Dash, maybe?
Dot? No.
Xenox Dash?
Yeah, sure. We'll go
Maybe
with that
someone
one.
in chat. Maybe someone in chat could find it. Maybe that's your job, chat. While we've got this break, let us know in the chat what Xenox's stats are. I'm quite intrigued.
Please no.
I have insight, chat. It's Xenox casts. ZENOXCASTS.
You know what that spells out? No one cares.
I care.
Oh.
I want to see my co-caster flourish.
Mate, I already told you, I'm waiting for those ranked
Ooh,
updates.
that KD. I thought my KD was bad.
Listen,
Ooh.
I'm a boomer, mate.
It's not all about the kills though. We do try and preach that.
I'm almost
so.
30, okay? I can't
Wait,
be
what?
fragging out with these young guns these days.
Almost 30. I thought you were only about 21 or 22.
Yeah, I was one day. That's a
I
while
am
ago.
now. Not for long.
Can you please just focus? I mean, look, I know we've got a tech pause here.
Come on.
Do apologize, everyone. Guz, you know, he does go off the railing a little bit. But it has got us through the tech pause. We're back into the game now.
There you go.
Awesome. Let's move forward, please. Shall we? Over to staff, open area. It'll be a repeat. Second goal of things for Elevate.
Now we have Raven in the chat flexing his stats. Carried Diamond, by the way. Anyone that's played us this season would know. Anyone would know. Yeah, we are quite feared on the O servers. Anyway, moving forward. Back to open area for Elevate. Last round not very successful. Cyclops winning the round before it was over. Well, winning it rather before it really began. Onigiri failed spawn pick and a second pick elsewhere. So let's see if Elevate can tidy that up. Maybe force Cyclops for a more conventional take, perhaps up above. They are bringing the buck on this occasion, so expect a top floor entry.
Also, can I just say, just to finalize, I play support in ranked, okay? So it's not all about kills.
Okay. That's my excuse. You can't steal it.
It's not an excuse, mate. It's the reality of the situation. All right, rehost over and game underway. Onigiri, well, didn't really learn his lesson from the last round, did he? Guys, he didn't care. He's like, you know what? It didn't work last time. Let's do it again, but this time we'll do it properly. Gets the kill onto Blackray. No worries at all from Onigiri. And Elevate will have the man advantage this time here in the fourth round.
Well, maybe he did learn from his mistake because he didn't die this time, so...
Yeah, but he went for it again.
He's just a risk taker, that's why we love him. Gatorado looking for the trade though, and Mr. Punch. Oh my word, the nade! Almost blind takes him out. Onigiri also taken low. Gatorado very aggressive here on the Nook.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage onto Mr. Punch, but damage as well onto Onigiri. Despite it being a 4 versus 5, tell you what, puts Cyclops in an okay position now. Courtesy of Gatorada. Now just loitering inside of the elevators on the first floor. Remember, for those maybe just tuning in over the last couple of rounds, also welcome on in. This is the second map of the APAC Playoff Grand Finals. It was Elevate that one out on Cafe, 8-7, as DCH gets the kill onto Gatorada, shutting down the Nook and probably putting Elevate in pole position to take out round 4. And that is going to be a big round for them, getting them their second defensive round here on Bank. Puts them in good position going into the final 2 rounds of the first half. Elevate will be feeling quite comfortable, quite happy. Mark inside of Elevator. Who wins this one? It is going to be Mark on 1 HP.
Well, how the tide can turn.
Oh, no.
Anderton pounces onto Mark quite literally. I mean, Mr. Punch low. I mean, there's a chance. There's a small chance, even
Is the
smaller.
chance gone?
Now, Suzu, all alone in the 1v4.
All alone in the world.
He's winning this.
No. Mr. Punch will make sure of that one. No winning there for Suzu. It's 2-2 here on Bank. Elevate fight back. They won the opening round, of course, and Locker CCTV, and now they repeated open area staff after losing it in the 3rd round, and this time they are successful. Speaking of Locker CCTV, we head there here for the 5th round.
Sorry, I just see chat react to me making fun of you in the tech. Sorry.
Are they bullying me?
There's a couple of lols.
Oh, well, I can deal with some lols. Just please
there's even some Keck W's.
Please, oh, okay, I can definitely deal with some Keck W's. Are you okay? Hang on. The question is, guys, are you a Keck W or are you a lol guy?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'm an Omega lol fan. Is that?
What?
Do we include that?
No, I just asked you in certain terms, Keck W or lol, and you've gone with Omega lol. So you
Let's go Keck W.
All right, Keck W. Chat, what do you reckon? Keck W or lol? I'm more of a Keck W. I reckon. Just come on.
Yeah.
So much better.
Certified Hood Classic. That
LOL's for the boomers.
10 seconds to insertion.
I shouldn't say that.
5 seconds
So for you.
Well, I'm a boomer anyway, so actually I can say that, right?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Out to defuse a bomb.
Elevate, though, they are playing like some Zoomers right now with that round win. 2-2 on the scoreboard. Of course, 1-0 already in the series. They win this map, and they will be crowned APAC champions. And also, just because... Oh, hang on. Wall bang. Hello, Mr. Punch. Headshot onto Gator. And that is a big advantage now for Elevate moving forward here on Locker CCTV. They can head down below, and they can turtle on site if they really, really want to here with that player advantage. But just wanting to make sure for those maybe unaware or haven't really been following the APAC playoffs, of course, both of these 2 teams are heading to the major, along with the Direwolves and along with the Chiefs. They're playing for right now, prize pool, pride. All on the line here for these 2 teams, but their spot at the major, of course, locked up. Can't wait to see what these APAC teams are going to be able to bring internationally. Guz will be there, of course, taking you all through it.
I won't be there.
No?
No.
Oh.
I don't do lands, remember.
Oh, I guess
Come
it's
on,
Dev
come
then,
on,
right?
dude. Come
Is
on.
it Dev?
Dev will be there.
Dev will be there. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Anyway, Suzu's inside a server. We know that for certain. The exothermic now to open up the breach into sight. Anderton holding down the line with the Talon shield. I'm sure Suzu, sooner rather than later, will want to try and bait out some of this utility. Elevate, of course, they popped out both hatches with Kaid being banned out. They can lean into that aggression, and Onigiri is actually going to play under the desk. So good luck to him as Mark lines up for the first of the Nitro Cell.
And Mr. Punch still has 3 gas babes as well to deny this push in. Nitro Cell from Mark. Well, if he throws this too early into the smoke, no vision, it'll be a little bit wasted. That might give Cyclops And a bit of a look in. That Banshee's still up as well. That could be a little bit annoying, along with the Sawyer Gate too. But I mean, the main holes in the wall have been already made available. Anderton can push through, get that Talon Shield down, and then go for the plant.
Oh.
And they've just found the pick onto Mark. What kind of angle was that? Get right at the back of server. And now this is where Anderton just pushes in. Talon Shield goes down, and then you plant behind the Talon Shield for extra safety. Although now he's losing teammates. Oh no, sorry, it's the other way around. Suzu getting the kill into DCH. What is Onigiri doing up in open area?
He's just chilling out, waiting for the opportunity to pounce. I mean, he doesn't play aside on the
Is he going to just run down blue stairs?
Could deny the plan, I reckon. We'll see.
Well, but the Talon Shield's blocking it, no?
Oh, yeah, true. He's expecting it at default, but that won't be the case.
Yeah, it just drops down. Yeah, now this is... Oh, nice shot, though. But again, Talon Shield. Best... Oh, what a shot from Catarata. That was snappy, clean. In the end, the Talon Shield proved to be a bit of a difference maker. Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one, I think, defensively, though, from Elevate, because it was far too easy to get that Talon Shield down, to get that plant down. Cyclops will be very happy with the way that things have transpired here in the first half. 3 attacking round wins, I think, puts them in a good position. Now heading over to Executive and CEO to close out the half as well. There's a chance, there's an opportunity that they could go up 4-2 in this half. Just wonder, Chalet, do we get our coats out? Are we heading to that beautiful snowy scenery?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, time will tell. Cyclops certainly making this map interesting, though. We head back up above and elevate last time with a pretty poor strike on this particular objective, or a pretty poor attempt, rather. I think for the most part, their fundamentals actually held up nicely. It was just a mix of a little bit too much aggression and Cyclops actually taming it themselves and allowing Elevate to overstep the mark. That allowed Cyclops to eventually take out the round. Lineup looking pretty standard. Osa could play a big part once more here, though, for Cyclops, like it did in the previous round.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, touching on that also, we've seen, I think, a couple of teams bring that out for CEO Executive, and you basically mirror the shield that's placed outside in the stock hallway. You can have a little bit of a shield battle down that hallway. You can also use it on site as well. If you get top square opened up, place the Talon Shield down, kind of replicate what was done in the last round by Cyclops. Also, just general window play too. So I think Osa's extremely versatile, particularly on this site. And we'll see if Anderton is able to find a lot of uses for those Talon Shields. This one looks like may go on the window here. Or maybe not, just sussing out. I mean, top square for the most part should be open. It's generally never going to see defenders that deep into top square.
Did you just say sus?
No.
Oh.
Don't even know what I could have said that sounded like sus.
I thought I must have misheard you there. Onigiri though.
Oh,
he doesn't miss here. The rappel jumps
sus.
out. Oh my god, that was very sus. He does get one and actually almost got a second, but the Claymore eventually seals his fate. An equal trade for now remains.
Onigiri is just bored. He just wants to run around, click heads. He does not care. He doesn't want to be sitting and holding angles. He just wants to vault. He just wants to spawn peek. He just wants to click some heads. He's done that though, 4-2-1 to his credit. As long as you find a kill, it's fine. 1 for 1, you've done your job. Who cares? Playing the Uruni anyway. So he gets down. Doesn't really matter.
Catarata now drops over towards the terrace balcony. Anderton continues to play the rappel. Oh, the nade from below. Gator onto Mark. Does quite a bit of damage, but doesn't quite take him out. Gator has a second grenade, though, and he'll cook that now. Will this one land? Maybe not, but Mark repositions right on top of it. Well played by Gator.
Advantage Cyclops and looking to
A bomb has been located.
gain that advantage really on the scoreboard as well going into the second half. Did win out CEO Executive last time out, back in the second round. So far have been the better team here on Bank. Information as well. It is feeling like Cyclops will be sending us to that third map. Long way to go, I know, but they've looked absolutely clean so far in this first half. Anderton walks in, Talon Shield goes down. Guess what? Plant behind Talon Shield.
The jump out, it's another successful one, a 1-for-1 trade. That makes things interesting once more, but if Anderton sticks the plant with Gator on the repel, the retake for Elevate will be tricky.
Yeah, so smart Anderton just waits for Gator to get to that repel position. Now, obviously, Sapper dies, and round is over. If you don't have that Talon Shield, you can't really do that plant at that point. DCH would have got the kill, would have stopped the planter. Really, really well played by Cyclops, and they take the first half, 4-2. Now, we see in the second half if Elevate can respond.
Probably fair to say that's a dub in the column for Cyclops. Off to a good start here on this map, and a couple of pretty convincing rounds. I'm really liking the fact that Ossa in particular stood out as an operator that was used quite effectively the last 2 rounds especially. I felt like she's had quite a bit of untapped potential, and teams have tried but often failed to actually incorporate her into a lot of these attacking patterns. But Cyclops showing that she can be effective, and that's awesome to see. Now though, the story flips on its head and Elevate. Now on the attack, we head to basement for the first round here. Cyclops with a pretty standard setup. I'm almost inclined to think a blue stairs would be a potential play here with the Ella and the shield, but no projectile denial in the hands of a Jaeger or a Wamai, for instance, so that won't be the case. There is a castle though, and Anderton's setting them up for an aggressive roam. So like we saw from Elevate, open area hatches will be left soft, if not opened up. Again, Kaid is banned, so holding the hatches purely with wall denial in the form of the Electro Claws, not possible. So why not invest those elsewhere and try to hold it aggressively up above?
Yeah, I like this sort of defense. I feel like too many teams now have been sticking to the stock standard locker CCT defense, trying to deny the server room portion, pretty much leave it at that. I think, honestly, you can play up above. We've seen a couple of teams so far have, you know, employed the castle and blocked off, say, like beepers and really kept control of like open area staff and using the hatches and making it difficult to get bot square control as well. So Gatorada just sort of lingering and loitering inside of archives, and then yeah, Anderton now playing inside of open area. So I like this. See if Cyclops finds success by employing it, or if Elevate can unlock a way to sort of circumnavigate it. And it's DCH that finds the kill onto Gator up above on the second floor in the stock hallway, which is probably not something he would have maybe been expecting on a locker CCTV site choice. So it does come undone a little bit there for Cyclops. You lose a player and you're playing off-site. It may force them back earlier than they would have liked.
Bomb located by attackers.
I think Gatorada will probably look to put up a final stand here, though, on the edge of this hatch. DCH, though, lurking around. Still has a grenade. If that hits, it can have an impact. Instead, he drops. Oh, it's an awkward engagement. But the defender does fall off. Again, relatively sure that was Anderton. Uses his final barricade now over towards the vault. So it's probably a win so far for Cyclops, but that said, they are a man down. So things really in an interesting state at the moment, and probably some limited plant denial as well. Black Race those 3 gas canisters though, so it's very hard to make an assessment as to who's on top.
60 seconds left. Elevate do have that player advantage though, right? So that gives them a big emphasis moving forward on being the team that has the opportunity to win this one, I reckon. Saying that on the defense here for Cyclops, they've still got a lot of utility. Nitrocell from Gatorada, of course, that cardiac sensor getting information. Mark is in though, inside of the corner and away from that gas pave. He's going to be able to stick this one, and I don't think Cyclops were aware of it. Black Ray just a little bit off the mark, guys, with those gas paves, and that has maybe cost Cyclops. And Onigiri gets the kill onto Suzu. That should very well be the round. They've got angles everywhere, up above. Sapper watching. Then you got a player still inside a server. And there was that Nitrocell onto Onigiri, but he was nowhere near the site. Nowhere near really being an impact player in closing out this round. No way that Gatorada and Anderton bring this one back. Big round win for Elevate.
Impossible at this point. Less than 7 seconds remains. And I can't believe that Claymore dead in the middle of the doorway actually works. but Gatorade with his hands full, not suspecting that. Well done by Elevate, an opportunistic plant. The gas canister doesn't hit, able to stick, and then the post was pretty easy from there.
And keeps the minute, right? When you think about the last couple of rounds, 4 rounds out of the last 5 have gone the way of Cyclops until that round there on Locker CCTV. So big attacking round win for Elevate. You lose that, then questions could definitely be asked, but they keep this one alive. 4-3 scoreline now.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And they head up to CEO Executive. So far, the only sites that have been defended in this match, one time each, was Locker CCTV. That started off this entire map, and then open area staff in the 4th round, both of which, of course, by Elevate defending. So that means CEO Executive played twice, won twice by the attacking team of Cyclops, employing that OSA, which, well, we're not really going to be seeing from Elevate here, so they're going to have to go for the more conventional approach. Anaton onto the Echo, looking to have the ability to deny the plant. Realistically, denying plant is so important. This is the kind of site, guys, you cannot really allow the plant to go down. If that plant goes down in favor of the repel, and it's pretty much GG at that point. So you really want to be giving everything you've got to denying that one. Onigiri, loving these opening kills, whether he's on the defense or he's on the offense. And here we go. The Amaru straight in onto CEO. He does not care. Onigiri, he's feeling it, but he gets shut down by Ayakeda. I'm having PTSD flashbacks of the Villa game earlier this afternoon into 90. This time, though, he doesn't find a kill. It's still 1-for-1. Poor Blackray is just not having a good time of things at the moment.
Oh, Onigiri, what a gem. Good damage onto A-Gator, no Thunderbird selected, so not the worst of trades. Elevate will now poise themselves to actually play out the rest of the round with a bit of, I don't even know the word. Non-Amaru, whatever the word for that is.
Non-Amaru.
Bit of proficiency, perhaps. Missed a punch, though. Nice shot onto Gatorada, and Elevate will maintain this advantage.
Yeah, and you mentioned, obviously, yeah, Ayagator took a lot of damage as well from Onigiri in that initial push, so Ayagator low on health from here on out in the round. So while it does say 3 versus 4, in some ways it kind of feels like a 2 versus 4 because Ayagator, unless he can get those initial shots, is not going to be able to survive very long in a gunfight. 90 seconds remaining in the round. Anderton over towards long desk. Ayagator just... Oh, this is a bit of an off-meta position over towards Lone. Lone in main stairs. You see the Yokai, and hello, timing is everything. Beautiful punch, beautiful shot into Sapper, and this brings it back. 3 versus 3. And then I finish my sentence, and Elevate have the advantage again.
Saving grace here, though, for Cyclops is they have Yokai drones available. Now, I don't know exactly where they're placed. We don't have that information. Well, we might, though, in a second. Oh, let's take it down. Okay, round's over.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Still a lot of time left, and I would not count out Anaton and Suzu.
Tough spot.
Oh, chance for Anaton. Taken. Headshot onto Mark. Round is not over. Don't listen to Guz. And they've still got hallway control. So you get going into Janitor plus the shield. Oh, Suzu can easily get a kill here. Easily. Misses the first couple of shots. Takes a lot of damage. Takes an absolute beating. They trade very similar amounts of health. He could get both. He doesn't, but he got one. One's enough. Missed the punch. Has an adrenal surge. Back up to half health. And now in a 1 versus 1. But Anaton watching. Round over? No. It's a Cyclops round.
Ah. God, I'm going to get some angry Reddit comments again. God damn it. Cyclops, great job to be able to close out that round. The line of sight from Anaton. Screw the Yokai drones. He'll just shoot them down. Really well played. And doing a good job to hold out. Again, stock shields, we have seen so many times over the last couple of weeks where stock shields have just been left standing. I don't know the reason for it, but they have been really posing problems for these attacks. And that one, no different. Cyclops 5-3, the lead. Doing good to bounce back there after the basement defense, which was pretty unsuccessful.
Oh, it feels fitting, though, guys, that we're going to get a 3rd map in this grand final to decide who's going to be the best from APAC. Is it North or is it South? Cyclops up 5-3. It's that sort of penultimate round now. Can they get match point? Can they force the issue here against Elevate on Bank? They hold up defensively on CEO Executive. The first team to do so
10 seconds left.
here on Bank. That's a big site to be winning. Now they get a couple of opportunities. Open area start for the first time now in the second half. Locker CCTV, of course, still open as well. Albeit they did lose that one. Start the second half. It's a big, big round now. Open area staff, the tertiary site, the site that both attack and defense should feel like they can win. There's the punch droned into server. How much further does he go, though? I think, does he just play the rat spot inside a server, waiting for the defender that goes for the late game rotate up blue stairs? I've seen this before. And it does work. But it's a patient play that needs to be made.
No opening kills as of yet. It's been a bit of a trend in this one so far. Early engagements and early trades. Early map control as well. And you can see Mr. Punch with a foothold inside a server. Just making sure that no one is down below going for a flank. It looks like a lot of the map is relatively uncontested here by Cyclops. And Elevate will be wanting to take advantage of that.
Yeah, uncontested map means obviously Buck can get a lot of done. Never mind, Buck is dead. Not getting anything else done with that skeleton key. It's a nice nitro cell from Blackgate. Finds a kill on the board. Of course, we did have a rehost. I think it was after first couple of rounds, so can't really take into account entirely the ADAs. Last barricade's still... Blackgate almost taken down, courtesy of Onigiri inside a janitor. Turns his attention now over towards top main stairs. And at 15 remaining in this round. Cyclops, they've got an advantage, but Blackgate low on health. I'm dry.
That mirror window over towards Bot Square posing some problems. And there's a lot of problems being posed that are now compounding on towards the defense, the third up above being one of those. Elevate need to try and find an opening. They're a man down, backs against the wall. It's not looking great from this position. The smokes are alleviating some of the pressure, but I mean, these picks are not. That said, Mark goes bang, finds a pick and looks to enter side.
So many positions and angles and holes that he still needs to check. And then you've got the mirror window. Anaton, well, whiffed maybe the first shot, but controls it afterward like a pro, landing the rest of them. Now 3 versus 1 with Sapper. Able to get that elimination onto Gator, but from here, it's very unlikely. I'm sensing match point now for Cyclops is on the cards. I'm sensing Chalet is maybe getting ready to be played here in this grand final as our deciding map. Sapper inside of Electrical is just about to get sprayed through either the wall or the door. It's the door, and it's match point for Cyclops.
Well done by Cyclops. They shut out another objective. That's 2 straight now, and they're looking good. Elevate just constantly find themselves at man disadvantages heading into the execute, or at least they have in the last couple of rounds, and it's very tricky to find yourself coming back from those positions. Lockers, though, we go. And this is the one site in which Elevate were actually able to win on their attack. But some may say that was due to, I guess, a fortunate gas canister for them, unfortunate for Cyclops, just not quite landing and allowing the plant to go down for free. If that's not the case here and the plant denial's on point from Cyclops, things start to get a lot more trickier for Elevate.
Match point. Chalet on the other side. I have a quick little squiz at the old dev match tracker TM. It's 5-4 Chalet for Cyclops, 6-1 Chalet for Elevate, but they play a lot of games, of course, locally in Thailand. That does kind of skew some of those statistics. Probably get the feeling that Chalet's the kind of map that I think would favor Elevate, but I guess you could almost say the same as well for Bank. In saying that, Elevate's statistics on Bank guys are not very good at all. So going into that deciding map, I do wonder if Chalet might be favored just slightly for Elevate. Won't matter though, of course, with Cyclops winning out here on Bank, they'll have all that momentum. 6-3 scoreline. Can they close out?
have a big buffer too now, right? I think it's almost a question of not if, but when Cyclops win this map. And it would be a pretty miraculous effort for Elevate to turn this narrative on its head. That said, Elevator on a hot streak at the moment. But the opening phases of some of these rounds have not been ideal. Mr. Punch finds himself in an engagement, but it's a stalemate. No damage traded. To their credit, Elevator have tried, I think, to be quite patient and find openings on these attacks, but they just haven't quite been clicking in that department, and that's made partially, or I guess mostly, been to the fact that Cyclops, to their credit, have been doing a great job in being disruptive.
Yeah, definitely Cyclops have been the better team here on Bank, for sure. You look back to Cafe, felt it was a little bit closer between the two teams, a bit back and forth. Cyclops, of course, had all of the chances in the world to win out on Cafe. They even had the first match point on Cafe too. In all reality, this could have been a 2-0 had Cyclops won out Cafe, but it wasn't to be. We have seen teams come back before, though, from deficits like 6-3. It's not really that much of a comeback. It's only 3 rounds to force overtime. An Elevator, a team certainly capable of doing so if they can get on a bit of a roll. 6-4, if they win this round, it's not going to be too shabby. 2 early kills on a locker CCTV site. Not ideal at all for Cyclops. Surely Elevate win this round. As long as they clear out Suzu inside a server, I think it's the round that should go the way of Elevate.
You'd think so. And it hasn't even come down to the post, or even the plan itself. A 5-3 advantage, and Cyclops sensing that they need to make a play. Black Ray aggressive towards the doors. Suzu on the rack. If these two can connect, it makes things intriguing, but with the hatch open and their backs exposed, you would expect, you would anticipate, Elevate with 35 seconds to go, that they will convert this round quite easily. But Anaton, again, steps up. The Gemini shut down, but he looks away at the wrong moment. Mr. Punch to capitalize.
And that should be the round. A couple of kills in a row there for Elevate. They do make it 6-4. They do starve off one of the match points of Cyclops. 6-3 to 6-4. Elevate with a much-needed round win. Of course, now every round is must-win for Elevate. At least the next 2 to be exact now to 6-4 scoreline. So don't think we're going to be seeing locker CCTV again, guys. Twice now attempted by Cyclops. Twice now won by Elevate. CEO Executive opens up once again, which it was won successfully by Cyclops. But as I said in the first half, this is typically a site attackers generally kind of like.
Attackers need to locate and
Yeah, no real reason to go back downstairs. Cyclops can find comfort in the other 2 objectives that they did win, so they'll be just relying on that rotation and hoping that it works out, fingers crossed. Again, upstairs, not an ideal site, but they made it work last time. Getting quite close, and it came down to Anaton really stepping up to the table. Probably can't be relying on that once more, so hopefully they have a contingency in place. Elevate need to have more pressure top square, open up more of the wall, get more entry points exposed, rely more on the repel game to cut off rotations, and thirdly, ensure that the stock hatch and stock itself are dealt with, because none of those are really ticked off in that last attempt, and that's why we find ourselves in this position.
attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
So what can Elevate do a little bit differently? Of course, we think back to CEO Executive last time. It was the Amaru play from Onigiri that really... Well, yes, he got 1 kill and did a bit of damage, but there's one of your top players that early into the round. Not really always going to be that ideal. This time now on the Kali. So from super aggressive on the Amaru to maybe a bit more of the sit back, maybe get on the repel. See what he can find on the Kali. 5 versus 5, of course, still alive. Get misconstrued. 6-4 scoreline. Mark's going to get that arm out and throw these Selmas perfectly. Beautifully placed.
Get his arm out. Where was it?
You know, it's like a baseball term. You know, you get your arm out, throw the ball. I don't know, something like that.
Oh.
We have ticked past midnight, so terms
well,
have an asterisk.
DCH gets his PDW out for an entry over towards Garage. That's pretty well played.
From where?
Well, it's
Are
just
they holding it like 24/7?
It's just a baseball term.
Ah, okay.
You just whip your PDW out.
Oh, jeez.
Sapper on the rappel, and this one's quite cheeky. A lot of deep lines of sight you can establish over towards airlock and CEO. Black Grey looking to re-peek. He doesn't really find what he's looking for.
No. Elevate though. They've got themselves actually to a position now where they can really find another result that puts a lot of pressure then onto Cyclops as well. From a 6-3 scoreline to 6-5, you think that probably forces that tactical timeout. Jackal making its presence known here. Missed the punch. Nade. He's well gone now. Misses that one against Black Grey. Still has the adrenal surges. Just under a minute left. It's Ayagator though that finds the kill onto Mark. No more Salmas. No more hard breach available now for Elevate. They're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. 45 seconds left. Time to run and gun. And they do that. Courtesy of Onigiri leading the way. Mr. Punch just walking up banana stairs and no one cares until they do. In this case, it's Ayagator. But maybe... Oh, that was a close one onto Onigiri's head. Oh, and he'll get it this time.
Oh.
1 versus 2. He's on for the ace as well for Ayagator to salvage this and to send us to Chalet. 20 seconds left. He's got info too. And he almost could have got that headshot. Do they know he's at long desk? He doesn't have diffuser. 15 seconds if he wins this kill. Oh, and Ayagator gets this one. He's going to win it. I think he's going to win it. No, the wall bang Sapper. Oh, what a round.
So close. But Sapper with the wallbang of all things. Elevate. They love to keep things interesting. That diffuser dropped over towards top banana. Things got quite intriguing. But they do a good job.
What an
to
intriguing
seal the
round.
deal.
And now from 6-3 to 6-5, Elevate are bringing it back here on Bank. Staff open area in the 12th round to send us to our second overtime of this grand final. Is it possible? Is it on the cards? Is it happening, guys? Is that an Elevate comeback?
Hey, I did say 45 rounds tonight. We're going all the way, baby.
Please
All the way.
Please don't.
I didn't stay up till 5 a.m. this whole week in preparation for tonight for nothing. All right?
What did you do it for?
I did it for this. To prepare my body. I'm ready to go. I still have heaps of energy in the bank. I don't know about you.
10 seconds
Well,
remaining.
what happens when we go to Chalet and away from Bank?
Ah,
5 seconds left.
wait, was that, did I say bank of energy?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Attackers are
Thanks,
moving
come
out to locate a bomb and defuse
Come on, mate.
Thank God you're a caster, not a comedian.
Well, you know, some could be both. I know Rob Monday definitely tries to be a little bit of both at times.
He's not a caster anymore.
That's true. But he is a comedian. We'll give
He's
him that
washed.
one. Match point, though, of course, here for Cyclops still after leading 6-3, 2 rounds in a row to Elevate. Their first time winning 2 rounds in a row here on Bank.
bomb located by
All the other rounds, of course, just being one and done. And DCH makes his way into ATMs nice and early and easily. Open area.
A bomb has been located.
Why does... Hang on. Is Dev trolling me again?
What did you do?
Put Tal's archives.
Well, if we're playing ranked with him, this would be the side he'd want to go. But in terms of Tal's
Does he
archives,
just not know the sites on this map? Disappointing, Dev. Come on.
yeah, you'd expect better.
Miss input. Yeah, right.
Elevate are wanting control of this portion of the map, though. But Gatorada inside of archives says, "Not on my watch." Gets the opening pick for Cyclops and bumps up their chances of closing out this map.
Don't counter Elevate, though. They've already made a bit of a comeback in terms of the overall second half. I definitely know that they can do so inside of this round. 90 seconds remaining. Mr. Punch now walks inside of Talers. Nice little angle, looking towards side. He lands the tag onto basically the shoulder of Gatorada. Can he get the body shot too? He can get a lot of it done, and he gets the kill. That's the pulse off the board. That's a big kill for Mr. Punch. And he gets that adrenal surge as well to give him back some health. But it doesn't help Sapper. The headshot from Black Ray. A big kill at a big time from Black Ray.
Now a 4v3. Mark with the diffuser. prep for the vault, that the entry, it's not safe at the moment. Onigiri, the 417, needs to find some picks. Mark actually does jump in, though, gets 2 on the entry, and now Cyclops need to respond.
Mark is now also getting that diffuser down onto the ground. Suzu and Ayagator, the last 2 alive here for Cyclops. Have they blown a 6-3 lead on Bank? We're about to find out. No more Adrenal Surge available into a post-plant scenario. What a play from Mark and Mr. Punch. It's like the cartoon show has come alive here on Bank, and it continues. Overtime is where we are going to be heading. From a 6-3 lead for Cyclops, Elevate will be sending us to overtime.
There's nothing Ayagator can do from this position. Elevate have done such a great job. And I mean, what a step up by Mark to enter into the site so boldly, to find the 2K, to get the plant down, and then flawless in the post from the rest of the roster. Elevate, once again, put the foot down, and overtime beckons.
Oh. And Dev went early. Dev's put in Cyclops winning the round.
Misinput.
Misinput. Yeah, no, okay. 3 in a row for Elevate. Big play from Mark. This, and we see it here as well, beautifully executed on the observation and the replay sticks. Quick little double kill into sight, plant down. The trifecta and Elevate have forced overtime with 3 massive round wins in a row to close out the second half. It was all Cyclops at one point, guys. It was just the Cyclops onslaught here on Bank. Elevate have turned it around. Now it feels like they've got all of the momentum as well heading into overtime. They're already up 1 map. They are just 2 rounds away from being the APAC champions for stage 1. Guys, I know right now, though, internally you are rooting for Cyclops. You want that 3rd map.
Oh, I would love it. It would be 5 seconds left. Incredible. 45 rounds. That's what we're saying. All 45. Maybe
it's
a couple
possible.
more. Maybe a couple.
It's still possible.
Yeah. Well, truly, the dream is alive. The dream is alive. But Elevate, they did show weakness at the start of the second half. This rotation was not particularly clean from them. Yes, they tidied it up towards the back end to push overtime, but they still need to now replicate that once more in OT, where arguably they have less second chances, quite literally. So let's see if they've been able to ride the high into OT. Been a bit of a slow start so far, but see what they could do.
Does kind of feel like this first overtime round so important. All of the work that Elevate were able to achieve in the back end of that second half on the attacking side. They, of course, remain once again on the attacking side going into overtime. They had the 2 defending rounds on Cafe. They'll have the 2 attacking rounds here on Bank, which is probably the round and the side that you do want. This has been extremely attacker-sided. Only 4 of the 12 rounds going the way of the defenders in regulation. It's been all attack. And so Elevate with 2 attacking rounds means that they have a chance to really make benefit of the sides here in overtime. Mr. Punch, though, going for a little bit of a wander through Garage.
90 seconds now remains, and Elevate slowly claiming control up above. Zappa taking down that drone? What? Same Aussie, is there? Am I missing something? Was that it? Maybe it was a yokai. I could be seeing things. A little bit tricky to tell. Anyway, someone could flame me if I've missed something there. Nonetheless, though, pressure over towards Elevator now. Ayagator inside on the Malusi. Seeing if maybe you can find something.
Oh, big ping, big kill from Mr. Punch. That forces the drop down of Ayagator now as well to Paceman. Don't want to be losing any more. Droned out. There's only 3 drones remaining for Elevate, but not a whole lot of time. That's the yokai as well. Mr. Punch is going to walk in. He knows he's trapped there. Mr. Punch has the LMG, can spray and swing. They've got the ping. He's just not wanting to do it. Now he will with DCH. Don't kill him, though, please. I thought he almost just shot DCH, who goes for the knife kill and gets it onto Ayagator. They get Gatorada, and you know what? The Red Rebellion are about to get match point, series point, and grand final point, provided they close out the final 20 seconds here. Anaton and Blackray, can they maybe hold on and stop this final push from Elevate? The drop down, the headshot, that was the Gemini though. More coming in through beepers as well. Anaton just trying to hold his position, has no chance though against the Rebellion. Elevate, match point.
Series point as well. Elevate stamping their authority once more on these attacks. Super clean and super well done, and now they can find comfort on the defense. But where do they go? A critical decision must now be made. So many choices, so little time. But it's Starframe in open area, which will be where the final round may take place. Let's see if Elevate can convert. As we hold our breath for just a little while longer.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Overtime match point for Elevate. In a position to close out the APAC playoffs right here, right now. To be the APAC champions going into the major. Not just representing APAC South, but all of APAC. And to also complete another 2-0, Guz. Another one. The story, it's just set up. It's perfect. It's tantalizing. Going for their 5th 2-0 in a row.
10 seconds to insertion.
After losing to Cyclops 2-0 in the upper quarterfinals, they 2-0'd Knights, they 2-0'd Talon, they 2-0'd the Chiefs, and they took down Direwolves. Guess what? Yep, you guessed it, 2-0. And now they're 1 round away from doing the exact same thing to Cyclops.
What a remarkable storyline that would be. But Cyclops have shown so far they won't go down without a fight. Top seed still on the line, heading in towards the major, and double the prize pool for first compared to second. Poteros. Explosive on towards side early. Shock drones as well. A lot of potential to clear utility on towards the site itself. Blackray, that one not able to have much of an impact. Cyclops, again, unlike last time, they don't want to take above control across. They just want to head straight in towards bot square and apply pressure that way.
There you go, they're just going to repel straight in. Top square control, at least established for Cyclops.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Mark over towards that executive hallway there for Suzu. Gone, out for the count. That's the hard breach. Gone off the table now for Cyclops. But they do get the trade at the exact same time onto Onigiri. That's a pretty big pick. That's a pretty big player. Mark going gets the headshot onto Blackray. And with one hand, Elevate are an inch closer to the APAC Playoff Championship. I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully Elevate don't screw it up as much as you just screwed up that line. They haven't done the job just yet.
That's good.
Mark, almost finds a second. That could have sealed the deal, but he doesn't find that shot over towards top square. Gatorada does, though.
Gatorada!
He finds 2, and it swings the tide.
It certainly does. Anaton's down, though. Oh, there was a quick little adrenal surge from Ayagator. Almost brought him back up, but not quite enough to keep him alive, though. Ayagator now able to stay alive and got the down onto Mark. Now he's finished off by Gatorada. DCH in a 1 versus 2. 50 seconds remaining. Needs to go over and just calm down. Never mind, he's dead. Well, that was a little bit anticlimactic. Still, it is a 15th round. Guess what? We're still on for 45 rounds of Siege. We go into round 30 of the grand final, round 15 of Bank. Overtime match point once again.
Ooh.
Maybe they should try and grab that crown with 2 hands, not 1 hand.
Maybe. Cyclops, they stay in it, and it didn't look great for them that round, but Gatorada, my man, so dangerous, so deadly, cannot count him out.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Back down to basement, they elect to go. So a change up here from Cyclops. They don't feel confident re-attempting that site. Feeling the need to switch things up, and it is an aggressive setup on the roam. Again, anticipated with the Kaid ban, but you can just see at the moment in terms of rotations, the operator lineup with the Vigil, for example, Mute Mozzie combo. There's a lot to contest with here for Elevate.
Are we heading to Chalet though, Guz? For a third map, for another 15 rounds.
10 seconds remaining.
I've got a feeling, I've got that
Locate the
feeling.
bomb.
45?
To insertion.
45, literally feel like we're actually going to go to 45, not even joking.
Attackers are moving.
It's not even a joke, it's not a laughing matter, it is entirely serious. 45 rounds could be on the cards here as we go to our 30th round between these two teams in the grand final. Chalet is our deciding map if Cyclops, of course, win this round. Otherwise, if Elevate win, another 2-0. It's storylines for both of these two teams. Feels like it's so important, though, that Onigiri, Mr. Punch stay alive. It's been their kind of map so far. Both of those two have been fragging out for Elevate, 12 kills apiece. Bit more of an even spread for Cyclops, so maybe a little bit less of a burden on maybe one of the players or two of the players to do the job. But for Elevate, definitely feels like it's Onigiri and Mr. Punch that need to be, once again, on their A game here.
I think it all comes down to the roam. Who wins out these trades? Can Elevate push through in a time-efficient manner? Gatorite is still on the top floor, and we saw Gator, I believe, in Archives. Suzu as well. So at least 3 roamers here. Gatorada, so aggressive, smacks the window, shut down though. Mr. Punch ready and waiting.
It's early days though. It's only early days. We saw what happened in the last round. Elevate, they had a little advantage. It seemed like maybe the tide was in their favor, but it turned so swiftly into the favor of Cyclops. Could it happen once again here? About 80 seconds left in the round. Pretty standard clear out here from Onigiri inside of towers, getting rid of these mute jammers, clearing out main stairs a bit as well before heading down to locker CCTV and getting rid of that Vigil. So important though, because Elevate now entirely on site. Cyclops entirely on site. Elevate can now push through blue stairs, bot square, down into server and go for that plan.
Blacko already using a gas canister very early, and there's no pressure on the plan as of yet, so I don't know exactly what that's trying to push back. Potentially, maybe Elevator? I don't quite know, or the back push. And it looks like that's what Elevate's prepping for. Players up above Gold Hatch, 40 seconds on the clock, probably look to drop. They have smokes in the hands of Mark, they'll use those to mask this reposition. This is quite risky from Elevate. Round 15, and they're going for something very different with 30 seconds to go.
Mr. Punch with a big nade onto Gator, and suddenly Elevate with a 2-man advantage. 20 seconds left in the round. Blackray though, trigger discipline. Oh, it was the Gemini, and it didn't get droned out, so still discipline nevertheless though. Suzu gets the down onto Sap, headshot gone out for the cow, but it's all Elevate. The Red Rebellion, it's all over. The champions of APAC, they've done it. Onigiri is a champion. Elevate are champions of not just APAC South, but all of APAC.
It's been a dry spell for Elevate, at least since they've last been able to call themselves the champs way back in stage 1 of last year, but they're back in top spot. Congratulations to Elevate. Another 2-0, mind you, after losing their first match. They have been flawless. What an accomplishment.
Oh, they're always flawless, guys. Don't worry about these guys. What a performance and what a